time. Thank you so much for connecting, guys, for our collective calls. Happy Labor Day. I'm pretty pumped up to work hard today. So let me introduce ourselves real quick. I'm Ivan and Malika. We're hosting collective calls as usual. And we got two amazing projects today to pitch here. So let me walk you through them real quick. First of all, we got Matteo representing Orion Finance. And also we got JJ Lin from a project called Wazcher. Hopefully I pronounced everything correctly. So let me brief you through the rules, how we usually hold these calls. So you got 5 minutes for the pitch part and after 10 minutes for the Q&A. And yeah, let's start with Matteo with Orion Finance. If you don't mind, please go ahead. And happy to see you, man.
Yeah, thank you. Likewise. Thank you for having me. Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Basically, I'm Matteo, the CEO and co-founder of Orion Finance. We call it Orion. It's coming from the constellation. And the idea is to interact with the decentralized finance primitives. So we see, in the spirit of quant finance, we see inefficiencies in the allocation of capital, liquidity fragmentation, and also a growing array of capital deployed in structured products, which are called vaults. So you have like these containers, which are hedge funds on chain that interact with a growing array of chains, protocols, and DeFi products on top of these. The capital overall is increasing, even though it's highly volatile. And another subject is the growing interest of institutions in getting exposure to these digital assets. However, the knowledge barrier between quant finance and traditional asset management and risk management and the primitives of DeFi, so blockchain technology, and DeFi yield structured products, it's really high. So we are trying to position ourselves in bridging the barrier between these two. Also, this is natural in our network of collaborators and partners, but we also see that there is a need for asset managers to be able to seamlessly interact with DeFi primitives without needing to do all the heavy lifting in understanding DeFi and blockchain technology. We are also kind of aligned with the current trends of agentic AI, the FAI, and the DeFi. Many people are calling it different ways, but the merging of AI and blockchain technology. We think these are interesting and are going to be really powerful in attracting retails. But nonetheless, we believe that the construction of the structured products leaving behind these curtains will need to be defined by specific expertise. And there is a specific kind of AI, which is called financial machine learning, that deals with using AI for systems which are called low signal to noise ratio systems. And DeFi, as any other financial market, behaves like this: no stationarities, low signal to noise ratio. And so we are using these tools to define these products. We are building a protocol to enable anyone to do this seamlessly. There are many vault curators that are starting to curate hundreds of millions of dollars in TVL. And we want to attract them in a protocol that enables efficiency, because we will enable batching and peer-to-peer netting in transactions, so centralizing the liquidity, fighting the fragmentation of liquidity that's also characterizing the current trends in agentic AI, to the extent that these are associated with the managed account and smart wallets, let's say. Customization to the extent that we want agency for LPs, but an agency that's still participating in a schema of risk management that's predefined and defined by experts. And permissionlessness, because particularly we're interested in interacting with quant finance researchers and asset managers in traditional finance to enable them to be the managers of structured products. Also, we don't want to have gatekeepers. This is a strong value proposition. We don't want to have whitelisting. We want to use quantitative metrics, such as something called the deflated Sharpe ratio that I can talk more after. But the idea is to use quantitative metrics to have a ranking of products that take into account performance. And then this is all, there's no gatekeeping and whitelisting. A product we're pushing forward is basically navigating the space between permissionlessness and high-level risk curation. In DeFi, you always had this black and white world in which either you could trust the smart contract, but the logic could be encoded in the smart contract itself, so could only be trivial, a naive strategy of logic executed by the blockchain itself. And on the other side, you have vault curation. So managers that had all the logic, high-level logic, a lot of data, a lot of IP associated with products, but you have to trust the curators, basically. We are trying to position in the middle and enable the constructions of, passive indices, if you will, but whose logic is computed off-chain. The logic is static, univocally linked to the contract associated to it, so that the token can follow the logic of a level risk management machine learning code base. But at the same time be static and trustless, because anyone can compute and show that the value of this underlying vault token is following the logic that's linked to it. And of course, we want also to support the traditional asset management pipeline and provide SDKs for this. We are actually building them for our own products. And we want people to be able to understand the risk of smart contracts. For example, we're working on a project on identifying smart contract risk and the contamination based on the topology of dependencies of smart contract products. In one sentence, we want to have network effects that lead to the definition of indices and curated products, emerging market dynamics. We want to have a competition and cooperation within the protocol, and also efficiency in capital. All this would be competitive, but not enough. We think that our golden bullet is privacy. We're working closely with Zama because in vault management and structured products in general in DeFi, you still have this problem of because you want the trustlessness of the blockchain protocol, you still have the transparency. So you are basically locked in needing to reveal your real-time behavior on chain. So if you have IP, you are kind of lost in being vulnerable to copycats. So we are solving this. We have a tokenomics business model in which we are creating products ourselves and also having a revenue share model for third-party managers, and some tooling related to machine learning. I see the time is ticking, so I will go super fast. I think we can stop here and go through the questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Matteo. Thank you for the great pitch. We've already got some questions. So first goes like this. How does Orion reduce capital inefficiency through batching and netting? Could this change the way we interact with on-chain transactions in the long run?
So technically we do batching, netting, and bundling, which means that we reduce the interactions with on-chain states. The most important one is the netting, because we are basically centralizing the liquidity. This introduces some asynchronicities, but we are following work from Gyroscope, Gauntlet, and Cove to work on these primitives, and we are abstracting what's called ERC 4626. I don't know how technical the answer needs to be, but basically the idea is that we will enable any manager to define encrypted ledger of transactions within their specific vaults. But then there's going to be an orchestrator that's going to be both able to decrypt these hidden track records, but still auditable from the perspective of the LP. But centralizing the liquidity, you can imagine that within this, the pyramid of pyramids, if Alice is buying, let's say, stocks, Tesla, and Bob is selling Tesla, at the centralized liquidity level, there is no transaction happening on Tesla, because you can just borrow the two and transfer profit and loss to the individual managers without actually interacting with on-chain states.
Thanks. Hope it answers the question. Another one. Privacy is a big deal. How does FHEVM help ensure managers' alpha and user privacy while still providing transparent on-chain outcomes?
Sure. Yeah. On this, we're working a lot with Sama. And basically, FH stands for fully homomorphic. So fully homomorphic encryption is about being able to manipulate encrypted values and obtain a result which is still encrypted. So you can manipulate data without revealing them, even to yourself. So FHEVM is a big revolution that's going to come. And basically, we will be able to interact with liquidity pools and tokens, which are ERC20-like, but still enable transactions that don't reveal the amounts. This is super important, not only for privacy for asset manager, but also for resistance to MEV attacks and sandwich attacks. And also is going to enable a lot of opportunities, not only in asset management, but also lending, for example. That's super interesting. We are going to use fully homomorphic technology to the extent that we will bundle transaction, as I said. So every manager will have a key and a ledger which is encrypted, and the asset and the vault responsible for managing all the liquidity will be able to decrypt not the states themselves, but functions of these states. So there is no ability to decrypt each portfolio from the outside, and even the orchestrator, because it can manipulate the states which are encrypted without revealing them, can only have observables of the state that doesn't enable itself to copy the IP of others. So that's how we're going to use the technology.
Yeah, interesting. Thanks. Another one. You're combining financial machine learning with DeFi. What's the coolest way Orion vaults optimize portfolios automatically?
Sure. There are a bunch of ways. One of the slides I have to skip is about us being maintainers of an open source package in Python called skfolio. We are maintainers of that because it's built on the API of scikit-learn, which is one of the most common used machine learning tools in Python. And that enables us to do a lot of things. For for example, we can do stress testing. We can analyze risk in a way that's both taking into account the non-Gaussianity of financial time series returns, which is like the tail risk, these high risk, low probability events that are super important to take into account in finance, and machine learning enables us to do that. And also, as I was saying, we can do topology analysis and machine learning based on the topology of the smart contracts to have a prior on the dynamics of contamination of smart contract risk. And that's super powerful because you can have a prior risk decomposition superimposed to historical behavior of financial returns. And machine learning enables to capture the most amount of return while being hedged to many and curated sources of risk.
Thanks. Thank you, Matteo.
Yeah, I think we got time for the couple last questions, maybe one. I also have one, so Matteo, well, if you have time, could you tell us a bit more about your roadmap and the team? So
yeah, sure. About the team, we are 3 co-founders. There's me, which is the CEO and co-founder. I am taking care of the financial machine learning and risk management part, beside business development, that I do together with my 2 co-founders. My second co-founder is the CEO, and she's a machine learning engineer as well, more oriented towards data science and therefore MLOps, data orchestration. There's a lot to be said about how to manage data in a financial environment in which, look-ahead bias, non-point-in-time sources are really important. Our third co-founder that joined us recently is a smart contract engineer, and he's been working a lot on Morpho, which is a lending protocol on EVM chains. And with him, we are really investigating the opportunity to use zero-knowledge proofs and fully homomorphic technology to centralize the liquidity and provide IP guarantees for managers. About roadmap, we are now building the primitives to enable privacy. We've been, maybe I can share my screen super quickly again to answer this one, because we've been running our own proprietary strategies on a few chains. We have $60,000 deployed on these strategies on Base, Mainnet, and Arbitrum. We're going to be on Sonic soon. And we are postponing the starting of the track record construction within Yearn Finance vaults, because first we want to answer these big questions about privacy. Once we did that, we will be able in a couple of months to start the track record, attract third-party managers, and deploy both actively managed products, which are these you're seeing from ourselves, but also enable the deployment of these structured indices and attract also liquidity from third-party managers.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. Thank you so much, Matteo. If we have no more questions, I think we can move on. So, Matteo, it was a pleasure. Wishing you best of luck, man. All right. So we got another project today to pitch, and we got basically Wazcher, and JJ Lin is here to present to you guys. So guys from Wazcher, please step in. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly.
So Wazcher is basically a watch-earn video streaming platform. So it's like YouTube, right? You watch videos, but when you're watching there every second, right, we give crypto on our platform. Traditional to earn ecosystems, right? It's like you're giving out too much tokens, but you have to find a hard way to return the tokens, or it's going to cause inflation, because people are just going to get this tokens and sell it to the market, and it's going to dump your coin. So we found a way to keep our tokens in our platform. It's called watch and buy technology. This is our patent technology, and it can be only used on our platform. So this is just like YouTube, right? But when we click out this little arrow, and here you can purchase NFTs, all right? Or you can buy, or you're a content creator, you're selling a t-shirt, users can buy these t-shirts and they can use the tokens they earn as a discount. And why this is called watch and buy is because we put e-commerce right in the video screen. So this is embedded in the video screen. So while users are watching the videos, they can purchase product directly without exiting the video page. So what normally people do is they said, I'll put a link below in the description, and then they go check out, follow the link checkout, but we think it's too much process. But if we put it in the video directly link, right, users can buy it directly, and they can purchase seamlessly. And this way we can get our tokens back, and we can save a lot of inflation for our tokens and keep it stable coin for our token. So this is a basic view about the video streaming market. It's going to reach 330 billion market cap by 2030. And we believe that video streaming platform is the very biggest bridge to, to get people from Web 2 onward to Web 3. So the problem is that a lot of audience, they're watching time, spending videos, watching videos, but they don't get rewards, right? But we feel like they are how the platform that got big, so we feel like they should be rewarded. So a little about our platform. The platform is built by ground up. So it's a fully independent platform. We don't rely on any third-party apps, no YouTube, no plugin. It's all by ourselves. And our technology, so we can get our technology to 60% lower server cost. So if you guys don't know, a lot of platforms, they're asking streamers not to stream because they are costing too much server cost for the server. But our technology from Louis, who is our CTO, he can cut the lower server cost up to 60% by his video compression technology. And with the 100 million GMV, this was our proven model with the watch and buy commerce. So we turned a lot of tokens with this 100 million GMV patented model. And also we implemented it through a token economy. So basically you have WZX, which is our governance token, and ZRC token, which is the in-platform token. The ZRC token can only be used in the platform, and there will be no liquidity provided outside. It means that if you want to use donations, you want to buy the products on the platform, you want to buy NFTs, you all use ZRC. And if you want to go get like real rewards in USDT, you will have to switch to WZX and get the exchanges and exchange for USDT. So this way we kind of lock the liquidity inside our platform and we stabilize the WZX coin. So again, the token recycle strategy. So this is a really important part of our model because a lot of token projects, they have this problem. They can't keep the coin stable because people are dumping their coins. They have no utility. So with our product, we give our coins its real utility. They can go to commerce buying. They can use donations, buy products. They can do anything with our tokens on the platform. And then one thing I want to say about an NFT is right now, NFTs, they don't have real usage. All right. Most of them, they're just a picture, fine. BAYC, MAYC, they have a lot of huge followers, sure. But a lot of these NFTs, they don't have real value. So we're trying to give NFTs value back. Now we're giving NFTs linking to your channel. So that means one NFT equals to one channel. NFT 2 equals to channel 2. So if you want to sell your channel, all you have to do is sell your NFTs. And if your channel subscriber grow, right, your NFT automatically grows because it's giving the value to NFT. The channel itself is providing the value for NFTs. So this is a little different. And this can give a proof of ownership of the channel. So whoever owns the NFT, who owns the channel. So this solves a lot of problem with like the agencies and celebrities problem, where the contracts or who's owning the video platform. And that is basically about our project, Wazcher.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. Really interesting. Hopefully we can learn more during the Q&A part, because we already received a couple of questions. So let me go through them real quick. First goes like this. How do you see the watch to earn model evolving? Could users one day use their earnings to pay for subscriptions across platforms?
Actually, watch to earn is not a new concept, to be honest, but a lot of platforms couldn't really do it because of like the technology that I said. It's a really hard breakthrough to get the technology to host a video streaming platform. So we think we have the ability to do it and massively send it to the users outside. So once we promote it right, and then we give in users like these really good benefits, right? I believe watch to earn can be a really huge step for our society. To be honest, watch to earn, right? Basically came from the idea of play to earn, and we all know the game Axie Infinity. So basically, a lot of people know this concept, but watch to earn is something that every people does, like everyone does. Like everyone goes to watch YouTube, everyone watches movie. So it's a daily thing. It's everyone thing for the society. So I think it could be a really huge part of our life. And could the users one day use their earnings to pay for subscriptions across platforms? Yes, you can. Like I said, the token you use on our platform that you earned, you can pay for donations, right? You can pay for subscription models. You can pay for premium channels memberships, or you can purchase our products. So we are giving our tokens actual real usage. But if you also want to trade for like USDT rewards, that's fine. You can also do that. But we are also doing that for our tokens.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you so much. Hopefully that answered the question. I also have a couple, but let's go through the questions that were sent first. So yeah, what's the most exciting collaboration you've had so far? And what does it bring to the table for both creators and viewers?
So our current platform is still in beta development, but we do have one of our founders who owns the largest TikTok agency in Taiwan. It's called Wave Me Culture Media. They have under 1,500 signed contract TikTok creators. So once our platform goes live, all of them will come to our platform, and that will bring a lot of benefits for the users because they can get their favorite content on our platform, and they can also earn tokens as well. But right now, that is the collaboration that we have. But in the future, we are looking for NFT project that can collaborate with us. You know, if your NFT are like losing value or you're losing traction from the public, you know, we could definitely collaborate something. You know, maybe we can make your NFT link to one of our channels on our YouTube Wazcher, so we can give your NFT a real value.
Yeah, I totally agree. Thank you so much for this interesting example. We got a third question, goes like this. With NFTs powering creators channels, are there any plans for viewers to level up their own profile or content as well?
Yes. So every user coming to our platform, they have to own an NFT. So with the NFT, you can either buy one or we can give you one for free. So the NFT system works this way we have level systems. So from level 1 to level 10 being the lowest and level 1 being the highest. So whoever comes in, if you want a free NFT, we can give you a level 10 NFT. But if you want to say, let's say you want to earn more tokens on our platform compared to others, right? If you have a higher level NFT, we can give you that as well. And also your comment or let's say comment on someone's video under there, right? But if you have a higher NFT, we can put your comments above than others, and so on and so on. So there's a lot more perks that we can have for NFTs. I believe there's a lot of things we can do, play around, especially we have content creators on board.
Okay, gotcha. I want to know, what's the ultimate goal of Wazcher? So is it to create a sustainable, interesting content by generating like interesting videos, or by gaining profits by selling content, selling channels? So where is it going?
So for the public, I believe that a lot of users are not getting their time value, right? Because every user spent like 19 hours average per week to watch YouTube videos. They have to watch some of them. They don't pay premium, so they have to watch ads, but they don't get paid. They don't get nothing. And then YouTube is making so much money, they're not getting paid. And also, especially in Asia regions, a lot of YouTubers are not getting paid really well. They often have to rely on like endorsements or partner up with some companies or selling other products to increase their income. So by Wazcher, I believe we can separate these earnings fairly to the content creators and the viewers. And also with e-commerce, NFTs, and so on, we believe that we can provide more streaming income streams for the content creators as well. So we're basically fixing a lot of problems that we see from the traditional streaming media.
Okay, I see where this is going. Thank you. And also, could you tell us a bit more about the business model and the future plans? So you want to start with Asia, right? First.
So in Asia, we're going to start with Asia when our platform goes like in beta test. Our 1,500 content creators will come on board, and when there's another group that I didn't mention. It's called Super Media Show in Taiwan. They're the largest YouTube media in Taiwan. So they will come on board and put their medias on our platform. And then the next we will move to Philippines because they have the biggest user base in there. And we're also actually talking to a company. I'm not sure if I can disclose that, but they have 2.4 million households with set-top boxes, and we're gonna put our app in the set-top boxes so all the Filipinos, they can start watching and earn at the same time just by watching TV. And then after that, we're going to move to US because my past project called Hollywood, one of my co-founders, he's the CEO of that, and he has a real good connection with the CEO. With the Hollywood, the meta directors, actors. The most famous one is LA, as the Chinese theater in Hollywood. So they were really good partners back then. So we have really good connections in Hollywood. And after that, we could push it to Hollywood and see what moves we can make there.
Wow, that's cool, man. Really good plans. Wishing you best of luck with that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So as we have no more questions, I think we can wrap this up. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. And see you next time. Have a blessed day. Great weekend. And see ya. Cheers.